right, folks, that didn't take long at all. We got some more updates for you here. So it does look like we have two outflow boundaries that are colliding right around the Amarillo area. So likely going to see these storms almost kind of backbuild here a little bit and into Amarillo, bringing probably a decent amount of rainfall. They did issue a flash flood warning in effect from northeast Amarillo and then almost down I-40, down 287 towards Claude and even Malden there. As we're seeing a lot of rainfall and these storms aren't moving fairly quickly. Again, as far as hail goes, maybe up to some quarter to half dollar size hail associated with some of these storms and 60-mile-per-hour winds. But it does look like rain is coming down pretty good with some of these storms at the moment. And then kind of zooming out here, we did get a severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Quay County. This does include Tucumcari. Not for any hail, but likely some 60-mile-per-hour winds, especially as some of these storms start to collapse. They are going to be creating some strong winds associated with that because those storms over there in Tucumcari don't look as impressive on radar at the moment. But also keeping an eye on these storms that are heading their way towards Dimmitt. Does look like they slowed down quite a bit as well. Again, likely 60-mile-per-hour winds, maybe quarter to half dollar size hail associated with those. But keeping our eye on potential for some backbuilding with these storms here going through portions of Potter, southeast Potter County towards Amarillo, and dumping a lot of rainfall in the area, folks. So they say the storm north of Stratford, so let's zoom up there, is strengthening. So they're going to have a severe thunderstorm warning coming out for that here very shortly. Does look like it has a pretty good core on it right now. You can see a lot of lightning. Folks in Stratford likely just seeing some moderate to heavy rain as of now. It does look like that core of the storm is north of you. So they issued that for ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. There it is right there. That storm's taking a little bit of a northeast track with it. That's in effect until 7:30 p.m. Includes portions of Sherman, also portions of Texas County, the Oklahoma Panhandle, and the northwest corner of Hansford. Got a couple of severe warnings out there, folks, so make sure you have a way to receive any of those severe weather alerts. Again, we really are trying to keep our eye on this northeast portion of the panhandles here. Storms get going in those areas. That's where we could see probably the largest hail, up to baseball size hail, and 70-mile-per-hour winds. But right now we're looking about anywhere from about nickel to almost ping pong ball size hail with any of these storms, excluding over there in eastern New Mexico, and then some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and torrential rain. No new updates from the National Weather Service. We're going to stay streaming here, but we may get a bit quiet, folks, until we get some more updates coming through. All right, back with a couple of quick updates for you right now. So our strongest storm right now is up here in portions of Sherman County, just north of Stratford, heading towards Texoma at the moment. This one, ping pong ball size hail against 60-mile-per-hour winds. This storm's taking a northeast track now. Moving down here to these storms around Amarillo, we're getting some reports right around the Fritch Highway of some nickel size hail, some reports of maybe even some pea size hail uh, associated with these storms right over the radar in the Amarillo area here. Likely going to see a lot of rainfall with some of these storms. We got a couple of outflow boundaries kind of colliding there right in the Amarillo area. And then it does look like Claude's getting drenched with some rain as well. But we're keeping our eye on these storms. They're not moving a whole lot. Ooh, looks like I just froze there for a second. There we go. But we do have that flash flood warning, folks. So just be careful if you are going to be out and about. That flash flood warning is until 9:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time, and that does include areas from northeast Amarillo down towards Claude, Highway 287, Highway or I-40, Interstate I-40. So anywhere in between there, likely going to get a good dosing of rainfall here over the next hour. These storms down in portions of Castro County. Does look like some of those cores have weakened just a little bit. Still got a pretty good core on the back end of this storm, northwest of Dimmitt at the moment, but hopefully we can see these start to weaken here over the course of the next 20 to 30 minutes. As far as the severe thunderstorm warning for the Tucumcari area, it does look like that's just likely some rain showers, maybe still a little bit of rumbles of thunder, and even it doesn't look like we're getting much of any lightning associated with that. But again, as storms start to collapse, they create some strong gusty winds. That's what that was warned for, some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but no hail associated with that. So, National Weather Service for Amarillo says they're going to issue a new warning for the storms near Claude right there. Wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Likely still seeing some hail, maybe some nickel size to almost quarter size hail associated with this. We're likely going to see a lot of rainfall with these storms, folks. All right, giving you all a quick update on some of these storms. We'll start off to our north with that storm up there in portions of Sherman County, north of Stratford. Does look like it's weakened just a little bit. Likely some half-dollar size hail and still 60-mile-per-hour winds. It's taking a northeast track. So zooming down here, folks along Highway 54, Texoma. Stevens likely getting some moderate to heavy downpours at the moment. But Texoma, this storm is heading in your direction. Again, it has weakened a little bit. This severe thunderstorm warning is still in effect until 7:30 p.m. And the polygon doesn't include Goodwell. Guyman, you are not in that polygon. Now let's shift a little bit further south to these storms right around the Amarillo area. Likely seeing anywhere from about pea size to maybe nickel size hail in the northeast side of Amarillo at the moment. Here we got some reports of some nickel size hail on the Fritch Highway, but producing a lot of rainfall and 60-mile-per-hour winds associated with these storms, and they're kind of not moving a whole lot. So flash flooding may become a warning, or may become a problem. Excuse me. But the storm that is south of that in the canyon is subsevere at the moment, and then we got these storms down here near portions of Castro County until 7 p.m. Likely producing maybe up to quarter-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds north of Dimmitt at the moment. These storms aren't moving a whole lot, folks, so we're going to continue to stick with it and keep an eye on them as we go through the evening hours. So another quick little update for you. They're going to keep the severe thunderstorm warning going for these clusters of storms here, especially right around Amarillo. Could still produce some damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour, maybe even some small hail. So they're likely going to reissue this here pretty quickly. Yeah, it looks like rainfall may become torrential rain may become the biggest threat, and flooding may become a concern. So, folks in Amarillo, especially on the northeast side of Amarillo, where these storms are pretty much stationary, might become an issue with some flooding here in just a little bit. But it looks like that storm that's down near Claude is starting to shrink just a little bit. We'll have to see if it's strengthens back up. Does still look like it has a pretty good core there, just north of Claude at the moment. So likely still seeing some hail associated with that. And then they canceled the severe thunderstorm warning down there in Castro County. Likely starting to see those storms weaken a little bit. And the storm up here in Sherman County, heading towards Texoma and portions of Texas County, is weakening quite a bit as well. So likely won't be reissuing this severe thunderstorm warning. So the only cluster that we're still really keeping an eye on, there's a new severe thunderstorm warning. This does include a good portion of Amarillo until 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time here, folks. Again, torrential rain, small hail, and 60-mile-per-hour winds are the major threats with that. But we got you covered, folks. Just make sure you're having a way to receive any of those severe weather alerts. All right, another quick update for you guys if you're still sticking with us. Main concerns with these storms is some torrential rainfall and even some wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Could still see some small hail associated with this, but nothing that would make it a severe warn criteria as far as hail goes. But again, still having that parameter of that 60-mile-per-hour winds will keep these storms severe warned at the moment. Keeping our eye on some of those storms down by Palo Duro Canyon at the moment. But we're going to hop off for now. I just want to give another quick update. Sorry, with this storm up here. It has weakened quite a bit. That's headed towards Texoma at the moment. But we're going to hop off for now. If any new development occurs and we get new updates and these things strengthen, because it does look like they're starting to weaken here just a little bit, we'll be sure to hop back on. But just make sure you have a way to receive any severe weather alerts and keep your eyes to the skies.